All right, y'all, look, I'm going to be real with y'all. A lot of people didn't choose to become content creators, they got pushed. Lately, jobs have been getting cut, hours have been getting reduced, but the bills don't stop. And suddenly, social media started looking like the only way to keep their heads above water. That changes everything. When content is no longer a hobby, it becomes your main income or even your backup income. You can't afford to run it like everyone is telling you. Most creators are burning energy chasing likes, trends, and virality. Hope doesn't pay the rent. Hope doesn't put food on the table, and hope doesn't survive the next algorithm change. If you want to use content as a financial survival tool, you have to do it differently. You have to approach it with skill, strategy, and ownership in mind. The first mistake a lot of content creators make is chasing attention instead of income. This is the first and biggest trap. Most people post views, likes, or shares thinking those metrics will magically turn into stability. They feel good, sure, but they're also extremely fragile. Here's the thing. Attention isn't income, it's just potential. Unless that attention is converted into something tangible like products, services, or skills that can earn money, it's not survival, it's just noise. Think about it like this. If you were stranded in the wild, finding a shiny rock might be exciting, but shiny rocks don't feed you, they don't protect you, they don't get you home. Same thing here. Views without conversion are just shiny rocks. So here's a tip. Every piece of content should ask, how does this help me survive financially? If it doesn't, you might want to rethink it. Why does this matter? Because you can have millions of views and zero income. Likes are validation, not financial survival. The second biggest mistake is building feeds instead of skills. Ask yourself this. What could you still do to earn a living? Most creators can't answer that. Posting consistently isn't a skill. Going live isn't a skill. Making reels isn't a skill. Real skills, teaching, consulting, editing, problem solving, coaching, traveling with, those travel with you and they can generate income anywhere. I've seen people grind for years, building huge followings, and then lose it all overnight because they never invested in themselves or their abilities and got kicked off a platform. That's the equivalent of hoarding food without learning how to hunt. So here's a tip. Focus on developing skills you can leverage independently of any platform. Make content a delivery system for your skill set, not the other way around. This is going to matter because skills are survival gear. Feeds can disappear in seconds. Skills stay with you and pay the bills. The number 3 mistake that a lot of content creators make is waiting too long to even monetize. Wait until you're bigger is one of the most common mistakes I see. People spend months, sometimes years, building followers and ignoring monetization. They're chasing numbers instead of security. Here's the problem. Waiting assumes you have time. It assumes a safety net. Most people don't in the real world, especially now. Waiting is dangerous. In a survival situation, you don't wait for ideal conditions. You secure resources as soon as possible. Even a small digital product, a consultation session, or a simple service can start generating cash immediately. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it just has to exist. So here's a tip. Turn your audience into customers early. Even small wins create momentum and financial stability. This is going to matter because future income is hypothetical. Present income keeps you alive. Quick little ad break before we continue. If you're serious about using content for financial survival, the first step is owning something, not just a social media profile, not just links in the bio, something that's yours. That's why I offer a free one-page website. It's a simple, clean, and ready to turn your content into income or leads. There's no cost, there's no gimmicks, just the foundation for control. You're just going to have to worry about hosting and maintenance. So grab your free one-page website in my description section below and start owning your digital ground instead of renting it. Back to the content. Back to the podcast. Number 4, a lot of content creators rely on platforms and don't own their own. This is the brutal truth. Social media platforms are rented land. Your account can disappear overnight. Algorithms can tank your reach. Monetization can be cut off without warning, as we know what's going on with TikTok. Relying entirely on someone else's platform for your own income is extremely risky. It's like building a shelter on land you don't own. The second the owner changes the rules, you're going to be out of there. That's why survival-minded creators always have redundancies. Email lists, websites, and direct offerings gives you control. If a platform collapses, you're not collapsing with it. So here's a tip. Build something you own. Even a simple one-page website like I'm offering gives you a home base for your audience and your income. This is going to matter because owning your own space protects your own survival. Why is this going to matter? Because owning your own space protects your survival and ensures your income isn't hostage to someone else's rules. And the fifth mistake that a lot of content creators make is burnout instead of building systems. And the fifth mistake a lot of content creators make is burning out instead of building systems. Grinding nonstop doesn't equal discipline. Often it's just panic in disguise. Like posting every day without a plan or a system leads to exhaustion, burnout, and inconsistent income. In survival, energy is everything. You don't sprint nonstop. You move efficiently, conserve resources, and build systems that work without constant effort. The same goes for content. Build repeatable process that keeps generating income and engagement even when you're taking a break or life hits hard. So here's a tip. Design your content and monetization around systems, not random hustle. Work smarter, not just harder. This is going to matter because burnout kills momentum. Systems will sustain growth and financial stability. So here's my final thoughts. Look, content creation can be a lifeline in this economy, but only if you treat it like survival. Stop chasing likes, build skills. Monetize early, own your digital space, create systems. That's how you don't just survive, you build stability and freedom. And I'll go ahead and plug myself one more time. No Diddy. If you're tired of relying on algorithms and hoping for luck, start with something you own. I am offering free one-page websites for creators who want a real foundation, a place where content can actually turn into income, leads, and opportunities. There's no upfront costs, there's no gimmicks, just smart survival action. You only have to worry about hosting and maintenance. So make sure that you go to the description and claim your one-page website today. And comment in the comment section, put websites if you're ready for your free one-page website today. There's going to be limited spaces. I'm only going to do like 10 of them. So get yours early. All right, guys, that concludes this episode of the Urban Warrior Podcast, your number one source for survival, self-defense, and the supernatural. I'm going to be doing these podcasts live on Twitch as well as on YouTube, so make sure to join me, especially over on Twitch. And get your free copy of my Urban Warrior Survival checklist on the website, urbanwarriorsurvival.com. Link is going to be in the description. And join my community over on Discord where we talk about a lot of things we can't talk about on a lot of these platforms. Links are all going to be in the description. Until next time, this is Brody from Urban Warrior Survival. Thanking you for tuning in. Signing out. Peace.